Everyone, it's Dr. Nikki, the board certified family nurse practitioner back in the house. I hope you're all well and you're staying safe. In today's episode, I will be talking about suicide. Suicide is a major public health problem. It's one of the leading causes of death in the United States. It's important that we do talk about this because a lot of people tend to shy away from it. We've seen a lot of people commit suicide and a lot of people having suicide attempts or ideations. So let's talk about suicide today. So suicide, as we know, is the taking of one's own life. It's when you do harm yourself and you end your life. All right, when you attempt suicide, it just means that you're trying to take your life, but it wasn't successful. You did not die from it. That's the attempt. But when you do commit suicide, when you do end your life, that's suicide. All right. So as I said before, suicide is a very important topic and it's a major public health concern, and is one of the leading causes of death in the United States. All right, so we do have people that are at risk for suicide, and I'll go over that in a little bit. All right, so when you are saying, that person committed suicide, oh my God, we didn't see it coming. Yes, some people, they hide whatever they're feeling, they hide everything going on in their lives, and it comes as a shock to friends and relatives, all right, or family members, and they're in shock when it happens. But people that are at risk for suicide include people that have mental health disorders, all right? So we have depression, we have bipolar, we have schizophrenia, and we just pretty much have mental health disorders. If you have mental health disorders, you are at risk for suicide, or those people are at risk for suicide. Also, people that abuse drugs and alcohol. So yeah, if you abuse drug or alcohol, then you are at risk for suicide as well. And then we have a family history of alcohol or drug use disorder. So yes, some people that have family history of alcohol or drug use, they have a risk for suicide as well. And the same thing with a family history of mental health disorder. If you have a family history, some people in your family suffer from depression, bipolar, schizophrenia, it would increase your risk for suicide as well. And then we have people that have guns in their homes. So yes, they are at risk for suicide. All right, and then we do have people that are family history of violence. Yeah, we have physical, sexual abuse, or any type of abuse. They are at risk for suicide as well. And then we have people that are in pain, chronic pain. So we do have people that have chronic pain all day, every day, terminal illnesses like cancer. They have chronic pain, they are at risk for suicide as well. And then stressful life events. Yes, this is the one that comes as a shock to a lot of people. If you have a stressful life event, like you can't just deal with it, you can't cope with it. Maybe you lost a job, maybe you have financial problems, maybe you lost a loved ones, you broke up from a relationship that you cherished. Those things are like stressful life events, and they make you at risk for suicide as well. All right, so the ages for suicide that or increases your risk for suicide are between 15 and 24 or over 60 years old according to research. All right, so when we talk about suicide, we are talking serious stuff here. So let us talk about a warning signs for suicide. What are the warning signs? What are you supposed to do when you see the warning signs? So the first one is displaying extreme mood swings. You see people that have extreme mood swings, they go from one end to the other rapidly, all right? Displaying extreme mood swings. And that's why mental health disorders also come in, just like bipolar. We have the manic phase and then we have the depressive phase as well. All right, so we have people talking about not wanting to live anymore. They just want to die. They're tired of living. They just want to kill themselves, or they have a plan. They're telling you how they're gonna kill themselves, if they want to jump off the bridge, or they want to buy a gun, they want to pile up pills and swallow pills. They feel empty, they feel hopeless, they feel trapped, they feel that life is not worth living. All right, and some people have a lot of anxiety, agitation, insomnia is a problem for some people. That could be a warning sign. They sleep too little, or they cannot even sleep at all, or they sleep too much. And then some people withdraw from friends and families, or they just have that feeling of isolation. So those are the warning signs for suicide. Obviously, sometimes these things could also, some of these signs that I mentioned or symptoms may also be indicative of some other medical problems. Like you can't just say, oh, because this person is not sleeping well, that person is that, it's a warning sign for suicide. Most times it's a combination of factors, all right? All right. So, as I said before, this is very important that people should know because a lot of people will indirectly or directly tell you that, their thoughts, that suicidal thoughts, and some people might try to hide them. Please, if somebody is telling you they're going to end their lives, they're, tired, frustrated, they just want to end it all, please take them serious. Take them serious. Please do not think that it's a joke. Don't laugh at them. Don't just, pull their legs and say, ha ha ha, just, go home, you're fine, nothing is gonna happen. Take them serious if they have a plan and they're telling you their plan, that they want to kill themselves, that they're frustrated, that they're tired of life, that they're hopeless, that they're trapped, they feel empty, and that, or they're saying goodbye to you, to their loved ones, or they have extreme mood swings, or they feel anxious, they have anxiety, agitation. If they're displaying all those things, please take them seriously and do not just brush them away. All right, so please keep them safe. If they're talking to you, keep them safe. You can actually find out if they have a plan. Some people do have plans already. They know how they want to go. They know how they want to end their life. They know exactly what time, how they're going to do it. They have it all planned out, So please keep them safe. Whatever they have around them that might harm them, please take it away from them. So if you know that they have a gun, you can hide the gun away from them. If they know they have any kind of other things that they might want to use, like pills, you might want to take the pills away from them, knives, anything, razors, anything that you think that might be like used as to aid the suicide. You please want to take it away from them, and you want to stay with them. So do not leave them alone. Do not leave them alone. Do not just go on your own merry way and just say, hey, I'll call you later. Don't do that. Once they start giving you the warning signs, please stay with them and get them help. Get them help. It's important. And there are different things that you could do. All right, just keep talking to them. Keep talking to them and try to divert the conversation to something else, something more positive. All right, and as I said before, just try to make them talk about something else, just to keep their mind away from committing suicide. All right, so you can actually call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. The number is 1-800-273 8255. 1-800-273 8255. And if you're a veteran, you can press 1 and you will reach the veteran crisis line. And then you can also text. So some people prefer text than calling. If you want to text the crisis line, you can text HOME, HOME to 741-741. So you can text HOME to 741-741. Please stay with these people. Stay with them. Please stay with them. Do not leave them by themselves. All right? Okay. So, as I said before, mental illness contributes to suicidality. All right? And a lot of people do have depression. Some people have substance abuse problems. Some people have bipolar. Some people have schizophrenia. and this thing contributes to or increases the risk for suicide, as I mentioned before. All right. If you do have a previous suicide attempt, it increases the likelihood that you will be successful in the next attempt. Right. So research has shown that if somebody has committed or attempted suicide before, they are at increased risk for suicide again, and they may be successful this time. Subsequent attempts may be successful, and that's why it's very important. All right, caregivers should know this as well. Caregivers should know this. Caregivers of people that have attempted suicide should know this as well. When discussing family members' ability to care for their suicidal relatives, it's important that to know that friends and family of these people may experience negative impacts on their own mental health as well, and have a higher risk for attempting or committing suicides themselves. So if you're a caregiver to somebody that's committed suicide, has had a suicidal attempt before, you also are at risk of committing suicide too, unfortunately. All right, so you are taking care of somebody that has committed or tried to commit suicide before, has had a suicide attempt before. You should also be checking your own mental health status as well, all right, because it may affect you mentally. All right. So we do have a lot of resources out there. As I mentioned before, there's the the crisis line that I mentioned before, the phone numbers and how to text. There are different resources out there. We have the suicide care education program. It's a good resource for family members. It will empower them to be able to improve their care of their suicidal relatives as well as their own health. All right, we do have suicide survivor support. They're available online and in person. We do have a lot of resources out there. If you have any questions or concerns, you can also reach out to your primary doctor or talk to a mental health specialist, or get a therapist, a counselor. You can get all those resources. There are a lot of resources out there online that you could get and read. All right, so that it would help the person that has actually had a suicide attempt before, and also help you as a friend, the relative, a caregiver of the person that has had a suicide attempt as well. Okay, so I hope this helps, and let me know if you have any questions, and I'll catch you in the next one. Remember, stay safe, be well. Thank you. Bye bye.